Holly Priestley here, Queen Bee of Honeycomb Coaching. And today's video, I just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about my diet because it will be 10 years here shortly-ish that I've been a vegetarian. And I get a lot of questions about it. Mostly my friends ask me, or people out in the world will ask me, why I decided to do it, and then also like, are you full vegan, or do you eat fish, or do you eat eggs, or whatever. So I just wanted to address some of those, talk about how I became a vegetarian, which was kind of an accident, and then why it was an accident, why I decided to go down this route, why I'm still doing it 10 years later. So yeah, hopefully I can answer some of your questions about that and shed some light on my experience as a young adult vegetarian. So I say that it became a vegetarian on accident because I didn't really mean to. When I was in college, I learned a lot about the way that meat in America is processed, grown and processed, and I didn't really like it very much. I mostly didn't like, at that time, the impact that it was having on the planet, as far as, using a bunch of gas to like transport it from one area to another, or even like the water and the gas and the fuel and everything used to grow the grain and then ship it to the cows, and then shipping the cows, and then doing all the things. It's just really bad for the environment. The way that we grow meat here is not sustainable. It's not good for the animals. It's not good for the planet. It's not good for us. It's not good for pretty much anything. So basically, I decided that I didn't want to buy meat at the grocery store anymore. I didn't want to have it, really in my house unless I knew where it came from and how it was processed. So at the time, I had friends who hunted or farmed. I still have friends who do those things. So that was kind of my game plan, was to just eat meat if I knew where it came from and how it got to me. Or, if I was like out for a special event or something like that, but just basically not to have like grocery store meat in my house. About a month or so went by that I didn't have any meat, and I wasn't thinking about it. It wasn't, it was just that like, okay, this isn't meat where I know where it comes from, or this isn't a special occasion, so I'm not going to eat any. A month went by without my realizing that I hadn't eaten any meat. And as a female, hopefully this isn't TMI, I don't care if it's TMI, whatever. Anyway, as a female, my period was delayed by like a week, which is terrifying for anybody. That's when I remembered, like, oh, wait, I haven't had meat in a month. Maybe that had something to do with it. And so anyway, I actually didn't even call myself a vegetarian for probably the first few years. I wanted to define myself as a sustainitarian. If I knew where my food was coming from, I was going to eat it. And in this particular realm, it was meat. I could get pretty good produce and stuff in the grocery stores and at the farmers markets in the little tiny town that I was in. So I was a sustainitarian. I was not a vegetarian. And then like years went by, and the opportunities to eat meat just didn't really like pop up. I didn't really take advantage of them. I didn't go seek them out. I didn't eat meat, at restaurants for special occasions like I thought I was going to. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'm a full veg. I had been, but I wasn't identifying as one. I, for a very long time, was ovo-lacto vegetarian, still am. And that means eggs, ovo eggs, and lacto milk. So eggs and dairy products for sure. I love cheese, as anybody who knows me will tell you. It is my favorite. It's like the bottom of the pyramid. I have the most love for cheese. I love cheese. So couldn't really go full vegan for that reason. But over the years, I have stopped drinking dairy milk. Now I just do coconut or almond or whatever's available to me. I don't eat eggs very often, but I haven't cut them out completely. Because they're in, a lot of baked goods, or Occasionally you just need a little extra boost of protein or something in your soup or stir fry or whatever. So I do still eat those. I don't eat fish. I get that question a lot, actually. I got it today. That you don't eat fish. Like, well, yeah, fish is a meat. I don't eat meat. Like, I'm not going to eat fish either. No beef, no chicken, no fish, no pork, no lamb, goat. This gets me off the hook as far as like trying like chocolate coated crickets or something like that. Like, it's just not going to happen. So as far as like the benefits that I've seen in 10 years of being a vegetarian, like I said at the very beginning, my period was a week late, which wasn't necessarily like a benefit in and of itself, but my menstrual cycle was super super regular, like clockwork, and also pretty awful. Like most women I know, my cramps were terrible. It was heavy. It was uncomfortable. Like just so much. You just like feel sick for a week, and have so much discomfort that you understand if you have a uterus and go through periods. But just cutting the meat out of my diet like made them a lot lighter. I didn't need to use like pain medication or anything like that. I had to use a lot less like product to deal with it over the week. And so that was really, really helpful. I also used to get migraines pretty frequently. I don't get those very much anymore. And of course, I'm not a doctor, and like I can't say that any of this stuff happened specifically because I cut meat out of my diet. It could have been any number of other lifestyle changes as well, or just life being the way it is. But I used to have migraines more frequently. Now I get them like maybe once a year. I used to get vertigo all the time, and that's just like random bouts of dizziness. And I still get that, but not nearly to the extent that I used to. Like, I didn't know that I felt bad when I was an omnivore. I didn't know that I could feel better. I didn't know that I felt bad. But then once I became a vegetarian, like I had so much more energy and I felt lighter and cleaner and fresher. And so I just really think that it's benefited me quite a bit. And, there's no telling whether I'm going to be a vegetarian for the rest of my life or whether I'll go back to eating meat tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. I can pretty well tell that I'm not going to do it tomorrow. But, I've been a veggie for almost 10 years, and I will continue to be a veggie until I decide that it's not the right choice for me anymore. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, about my experience. If you have any questions about my vegetarianism, or you coming in? You coming into the video? You're gonna be in my little video about my not eating meat? Yeah, is that what you're gonna do? So a little Lisa cameo there. So if you have any questions about vegetarianism in general, or my experience with it, or if you're looking to eat more vegetables and less meat, and want some ideas for recipes or how to get creative with that, just let me know. I love talking about food. I love food documentaries. I love food TV. I love pretty much everything that has to do with food. So yeah, if you have any questions at all about it, just let me know. And I hope you guys are having an awesome day. And I will talk with you soon.